A couple of years ago, I took a trip aboard Chronos, a commercial sailing vessel that offers by-the-cabin charters on trips between pre-planned destinations. In this trip, we sailed from St. George's, Grenada up to Antigua, a journey of about 350 miles, which we completed in 3 days. Here we are dinging out of St. George's out to Chronos, which was lying at anchor at sunset when I boarded. Chronos is a 180-foot-long, two-masted ketch with accommodations for 26 guests and 13 cabins. She has around 8 crew members, including, at least when I was aboard, an excellent chef. She's equipped with a single Volvo Penta 600 horsepower diesel propulsion engine. Where I joined the vessel, we were just north of Grandon's Grenada, seen in the background, and just south of St. George's. On the second day, we made a stop for provisions. The chef naturally preferred a French island for this, so we stopped in Fort de France, Martinique. We anchored in the outskirts of the harbor, where the guests disembarked to explore the town and the chef and crew members made their provisioning purchases. After the crew brought back a whole dinghy full of provisions and the passengers helped them load it all aboard, we set sail again, bound for points north. With all sails flying and catching the trade winds, we started making progress to the north again. Shortly after, it was 5 p.m. and a welcome cocktail hour arrived with just an hour till sunset. The next morning, I awoke to us being becalmed in the lee of Guadeloupe. If you've ever followed or participated in the Caribbean 600s, you know this is very typical. Eventually, we made our way north far enough that the wind was wrapping around the island enough that we started moving again. You can see these dolphins were ready for us to hurry up and give them a bow wave to play in. One of the hobbies aboard is to check out the details of all the AIS contacts. AIS shows some details of vessels within range, such as their home port, the origin and destination ports, and it's a fun way to pass some time while underway. Eventually, Montserrat came into view. This was the site of the massive volcano eruption in 1995, followed by numerous eruptions throughout the late 90s. A significant amount of the island is still off limits to human habitation. Late in the day, we found ourselves tacking to windward to reach Falmouth Harbor. A brief squall passed through to give us some excitement right at the end of the trip. Here we are motoring into Falmouth Harbor in southern Antigua. You can see the main harbor on the right, and the leeward end of the harbor is on the left. The anchor was dropped here, and you can see the captain putting the engine in neutral before shutting down. We've completed our trip. The next morning, I decided to take a swim and check out Chronos from underneath, as well as taking a look at our ground tackle. Of course, in the Caribbean, the next squall is never far away, and sure enough, one interrupted my relaxing swim. But, as Captain Ron says,
"It's just a little squall! They come on you fast! And they leave you fast!"
After the weather passed, we were treated to the beautiful sight of the schooner Columbia heading out to practice for the Antigua Classic Yacht Regatta. Springtime in Antigua is a great time for yacht spotting. There were plenty of beautiful vessels at Nelson's Dockyard and the Antigua Yacht Club. Some kids were up in the spreaders of this huge sailing schooner watching the sunset and shooting the breeze, apparently thinking nothing of being 100 feet above the deck. A while later, I took the original swim and sit prototype over to English Harbor and Galleon Beach, a great place for a swim and snorkel. It's a beautiful white sandy beach with Fort Berkeley and all the super yachts of Nelson's Dockyard in the background. Hopefully, sometime soon I'll be able to take the finished production swim and sip back to Antigua for another visit and another swim at Galleon Beach.